This will be video number 30 on the odds and ends hitting this engine, and it'll be the last video. I'm going to talk a little bit about the ignition systems and what I have found in for sale, and give you some explanation about it. I'm going to start off by showing you the bottom of this engine, and I'll show you the advantage of having a easily removable fuel mixer and fuel tank. I can just do that. Now I can flip this upside down. I got to make sure I leave the fuel mixer higher than the tank, otherwise it'll run out. That's another thing I should probably mention. A lot of people think that they have to put the fuel tank up above the fuel mixer so it gravity feeds. That's wrong. Don't ever do that, because what happens is when you shut the engine off, the fuel keeps bleeding into the fuel mixer and it'll run all over the engine, and you could start a fire that way or something. So always have the fuel tank a little tiny bit below. Now it'll pick it up maybe 2. I have gone with a 6-inch thing and held it down here, and the engine still runs. It starts to fail around 6 inches, but 2 inches of 1.5 inches like this is nothing. So always keep it just below the fuel mixer. Okay, I'll turn this over and I'll put it on my special stand here. Okay, on this engine I have put C batteries. It's not necessary. You can use AA's, but I did this because this is a buzz coil and it's given me problems, so I want to make sure I have plenty of juice. So this ignition system is by Outpost Enterprises, and it's an offshoot of Jerry Howell's whole website, and it's just the ignition systems now that they sell. And it's under Outpost Enterprise. If you go Outpost Enterprise, you'll see it. And they have 3 or 4 ignition systems they sell. Now this one sells for around 40 bucks, and you have to assemble it yourself, but it's very easy. Every item is marked, and if you go to their website, they have a assembly list and where to start and so forth. It's very easy to do, and you can see it's a nice, neat little job. And it has the 2 connector blocks. One is for the Hall effect sensor, and the other one is for the power and the coil. Now for coils, I've been using these monsters here, but I think you could find a small one. I know they make smaller 12-volt coils, but we haven't been able to find a smaller 6-volt coil. And I always buy the 2-lead ones, so this absolutely separates the primary from the secondary. Because if you combine the grounds, which most of them are, combine the ground with the secondary and the primary, and you have a problem with the spark plug, it can arc in the Hall effect, in the Hall effect pickup, and it'll ruin the Hall effect pickup, and that's kind of a pain. So I always separate them, use a 2-lead one. It's very easy to get. I think this thing cost me 14 bucks. This is the way I set it up. I use a little terminal block here to make it easy to take apart and change things. And the other screws are all right here. There's no crimp connections. And another thing I do is, you see this wire here? Okay, that's about a 1/16 of an inch from ground. So if something happened and the spark plug lead comes off or something, it'll arc here, and instead of jumping to the Hall effect pickup, and it'll save that. This is just like a little safety device, and all this is a little insulated block with this wire stuffed through it, and it just goes in there and it comes out the other end, and I just keep it about a 1/16 of an inch away, and when that's arcing you can hear it, so you know something's wrong with the spark plug. Now this is another ignition system that Outpost Enterprises has been experimenting with. Alan Howell. I guess he's taken over the ignition part of Jerry Howell's thing. I'm not sure if it's his son or his brother or who it is, but he's very good. And this system is designed so that you can actually put a switch in, and you can switch it from single spark ignition to buzz coil. And the reason you would want to do that is when you first build an engine, It's a lot easier to start it if it has a buzz coil, because the spark is longer. It makes a, 2 or 3 millisecond spark instead of one spark. And this is a beautiful little layout, but he doesn't have a circuit board yet, and it's not fun to assemble. I'll tell you right now. I've had a lot of experience with assembling circuit boards, and being 82 years old and a little shaky, it's very difficult for me to do this one. And I haven't got this to work yet, but if you send it back to him, he'll get it working for you for nothing. So I haven't tried that yet, because I want to double check everything that I did before I do that. But I wouldn't recommend buying this right now. It's only 25 bucks right now. If you're good at assembling things, that's probably a good choice. But if you're not, it's a little tough to assemble. It has 2 little blocks here that you pull out. There's the jumper pins, and you can change the way it works. I think one of these makes it a single spark ignition, and the other one does something else. I think it's something with the time of the spark. But this is good. If he gets a circuit board with it, it'll be a great ignition system. And like I said, this is 25 bucks. This one here is around 40 bucks. And like I said, you have to assemble it yourself. But I kind of like assembling these things. It's quick and easy, and it's all, every part is printed on the board, so you know which resistor it is. It's R4, R6, and R7, and that's showed in the assembly plans, which resistor is which. It gives you the color code and everything. It's very easy to do. You can get these CDI ignition systems from Amazon. There's quite a few of them for sale, and they range in price from around $55 to $60. But you want to try to find the person that's selling at the lowest price. They're usually the one that will get it to you quicker, because there's a lot of people that'll buy them at the low price and just up the price, and they're called a third-party seller. And I don't like to buy from them, because first it takes longer usually. You can tell by the length of time that they say to ship it. And like I said, this is like, what was it, 42 bucks or something? Oh, yeah. The cheapest price was $42. And I think it comes with a spark plug. Shut it up. So this is the number 2 engine, and I'm having a little trouble with it, and I'll show you what the trouble is. It's the intake valve, and I've been working on it a couple of times, but if you put your finger over here and bring it up on the compression stroke, I can feel that it's leaking by that intake valve. And I've done everything I can think of. I've taken this out twice, and I'm going to do it again to see why that's leaking. It's got a good intake, but here I can feel it's pushing my finger a little bit, and I know that it's leaking by that valve somehow. So I'm going to just pull that off of it and have a look at it and see. It's very easy to do, especially if you've made the carburetor come off easy. It's just 4 bolts. That shellac holds pretty good. You usually have to put a screwdriver into this to get it out of here. There it is. So let's see. I do see a little piece of stuff here, but I don't think that was enough to make it drop the bolts out of it. See, I can snap that, and I can see that it's hitting all the way around. When I try to draw air through it that way, I can't do it. And then I put it back together, and somehow it leaks with the compression. So I'm just going to have to lap the valve again and try it again. But that's the problem I'm having with this one, and it's just a intake valve problem. That should be easy to fix. Okay. This will be the end of number 30 video, and this is basically the end of the series. So if you have any questions, feel free to just drop me a note, and I'll try to make a video and show you what your problem is, if you're having a problem. And this here, we know what the problem is. It was just a valve timing adjustment, and the screw was actually too short in the rocker arm. But next week I'll get this one running. We'll show it running, and I'll show you exactly what the problem was. And if you, like I said, if you have a problem yourself, send me a note, and I'll try to correct it for you with a video. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching.